Hi, welcome back to Tailgate Talks. I'm Tyson Martmus.
And I'm Aric and Tyson, and today we're going to talk a little bit about our fertilizer prices.
And how to navigate our way through them.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard yet, fertilizer is pretty high. PEK, nitrogen, all of the above. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about, how can we mitigate that big investment that we usually make on fertilizer, and what's the best way to go forward with it.
Not only mitigating that, but also getting you the best return on your money.
Yeah.
A big thing is grid sampling. Let's go out, pull some grids, and let's find out what nutrients are out in those fields. By doing grids, you're figuring out your zones that are high and your ones that are low. There's probably some zones out there that probably don't need as much and some that need more. So it's allowing you to get a better return on your fertilizer investment.
And also it's fully customizable. That's the big part is, hey, we can run this program, but hey, that's maybe a little more than a dollar figure I was looking at. Hey, we can pull that down to any percentage you want to see, if that fits whatever your need is.
Well, yes, you can take a look at your VR rec and kind of know your nutrient removal rate and kind of tailor it to fit your operation.
And that goes right into the variable rate applications. Here at FCS, we do a lot of those, especially on P and K. Going out in the fall, only hitting the areas that are low, trying to build those zones back up. Now, those could be poor soil spots, or they could be where the crop is the best, and it's just pulling off a bunch of nutrient. But going out there, spending your money where the fertilizer is needed and less where it's not needed.
Yeah, if you're doing like the blanket approach, it's more than likely your poor zones have too much, your good zones, not enough.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of soil samples that come back and showing right around the acreage, it seems like the soil fertility is off the charts.
In the fall, we can variable rate phosphorus, potassium, and zinc all in one pass. And we're also in the fall, we can variable rate the anhydrous if you're doing anhydrous. Springtime, we can variable rate dry urea, liquid UAN, as well as still put on your blanket rate of herbicide.
Yep. Direct inject into the booms is what we do in the spring for a lot of spring applications of variable rate fertilizer.
Game changer, direct inject.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Kind of be familiar with your nutrient removal. Know what a bushel of corn removes, a bushel of soybean, or even a ton of silage. We'll have Logan throw up the table that shows removal rates.
Maybe right here.
Right there.
Or up there.
Around there. Logan, get on it. And that leads us into our next point, different nitrogen sources and timing. So like we said, we have anhydrous, we have urea, we have ESN, which both are dry. We have UAN, and add water to that and make 28%. So along with those multiple sources, we can put the anhydrous down in the fall. Farmers can rent a bar and put it in the spring. We can broadcast dry ahead of planting. UAN, there's also side dress anhydrous, side dress UAN, and top dress urea. And if it gets really late, we can put some urea on with plain.
It's a lot of options, Tyson. You just blew my mind. So there are many ways to do it, which is kind of what we're getting at. So we talked a lot about commercial fertilizer so far, but there's a big stinky one that's in play a lot in this area: manure. It is manure week this week, and we got a little discount on manure samples. And if you don't make it this week, it's fine. Do it next week. You got to know what you got out there for manure. It's a big player in the area, and it's worth a lot this year. And knowing what you got, where to put it. Maybe you're putting too much out. Maybe you're not putting enough. But knowing what you got is a great start to manure applications.
Yeah, you don't want to stink at your manure management.
Insert postcard here.
Bam.
If you haven't gotten it.
Yeah, what was it the manure week said? Don't make your manure stink? Or what was the postcard?
Was it don't stink at manure management?
I think so. I think it was don't stink. It wasn't scratch and sniff, so.
Thankfully.
Yes. That's very key, is knowing what you have in manure. Manure is not cheap as well, so you might as well figure out what you have and use that with a grid sample so you know where to apply it. There's other such things as cover crops too. Cover crops planted in the fall, they work really good to cycle nutrients. So if there's some leftover nitrogen, which would be hard to believe after the crop that we're going to pull out, that cover crop will pull that nitrogen in, it'll die off, and it'll cycle it through and put it back towards the topsoil.
And not only nitrogen, it also holds P and K as well. So and soil. I mean, there's so many benefits to cover crop out there in the fall. Holding that soil in place where it's at, holding nutrients so that you don't leach them, you don't lose them. Also, we're adding organic matter, which helps with mineralization next year. A lot of big benefits from that.
Preventing runoff. There are some nitrogen fixing. Cover crops are probably a little too far north to get the full advantage of those, but they are an option.
Yeah.
Cover crops are key. Just ask Josh, the king of cover crops.
The king himself. So if you have no more questions on other ways we can help mitigate some of these high fertilizer prices, start with soil sampling. Hey, if you got questions, talk to your local FCS agronomist. We're here to help you guys in any way we can. Other than that, have a happy and safe harvest. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for joining us.
Guess who's back?
Tailgate Talks is back.
Hi!
We're jumping the fertilizer.
We'll be back.
How many rows are you going in?
Oh, 4. You could talk.